To get back to that little word essay, you might like to think for a moment what an essay is. How would you write if you were asked to write an essay? For me, an essay is a logically connected piece of prose which sets out to make a number of points in order to answer a question. This question is usually posed in the introduction and answered in the conclusion on the basis of evidence drawn from the points made in between. Or so I thought. I'd written a number of essays for my TEFL diploma course and got rather good marks, but pride comes before a fall. On the applied linguistics course, the first writing task was an essay, just to see if we knew how to write one. No problem, I thought. I know what one of those is. I struggled a little with the writing, as I do with all writing tasks, even though I think I am quite an experienced writer. But what I produced, I thought, was a reasonable attempt at an essay. However, I got quite a low mark for it, and I went to my tutor to find out why. Well, he said, what you wrote was quite different from all the other students. In what way? I asked. Well, it was like an undergraduate essay. An undergraduate essay? I was a bit cross. Undergraduate? Alexander Pope wrote essays. Charles Lamb wrote essays. Were theirs undergraduate too? You can see I had quite a good opinion of my ability to write at this time. What did the other students do? I asked. Well, theirs were postgraduate projects with sections and subsections with headings. Oh, says I, just a little ironically, you want me to make it look like a scientific report? Well, yes, the tutor said. I discovered later in my course that social science in the UK, and possibly also in New Zealand, I just hadn't been aware of that fact, was suffering from what was called physics envy, or the desire to look scientific. Researchers in the so-called soft sciences envy the hard sciences for their ability to run experiments, control variables and produce reliable data, and they attempt to introduce the scientific method into their research and report it in scientific ways. Hence the style of the essay I had to write, which should really have been called a project all along.